Hello, my name is Debbie Reynolds. They call me the Data Diva. Today I want to talk about data privacy, the SEC, shareholders, and AI. So recently there was a development where the AFL-CIO, which is the largest American labor union federation, it wanted to have Disney and Apple provide information on shareholder calls, quarterly calls related to the company's uses of AI. Disney and Apple appealed to the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, about this, and actually the SEC refused their request, basically saying that Apple and Disney need to be able to report on ethical guidelines in terms of their use of AI within the company. This is pretty striking. Hadn't really heard anything like this before. Companies like Disney and Apple have been using AI long before generative AI, before the democratization of AI. And their argument was that just using AI was just part of their business. So the SEC again ruled against this, and they basically agreed that it's important that shareholders need to understand and know how companies are using artificial intelligence within the organization, especially as we see there being rising risks with some companies and how they're using these tools. I think in the future, it's probably going to be incumbent upon these types of companies to maybe triage or separate in some way some of their ordinary day-to-day business uses of AI that do not cause any ethical issues, are no harm to humans, are very low risk, as opposed to these other uses that maybe would cause type of harm, could cause some type of risk in some regard. So I think as a result of this, we're going to see a lot of big public companies having to divulge to their shareholders how they're using AI, what are their ethical guidelines, and then what is happening, what's the board of directors role in overseeing AI usage within a company. So I think it's a pretty big deal. I know it hasn't been reported as widely as it should have been, but I think regulators are very concerned about the transparency in AI and how companies are using it. Again, this is a situation where many companies have been using AI for a really long time, so this is a bit of a shock to the system for them to have to divulge this information to shareholders about their ethical commitments around use of AI in the future. That's it. Thank you.